Okay, so I'm going to say all this up to this point. Quickly to graph this equation. The x-intercept occurs, y equals 0. We plug 0 in for y, we get this. We solve for x, we get this. Meaning this one, y is 0, x is negative 12. That gives us the point negative 12, 0, which is right here. The y-intercept occurs when x equals 0, because of course, on the y-axis, the x-coordinate is always 0. So we let x equal 0 and solve for y, getting y equals 18, giving us the point 0, 18. Go ahead and sketch a line between those 2 points. Very straightforward. The equation of point through 5, 6, and 4, negative 6. Well, we graph the point 5, 6 to point 4, negative 6. And we start, that's it, so we graph. Then we find the slope. We find the slope when constructing a fundamental triangle, because constructing a fundamental triangle gives you a much better picture of what you're doing than following a formula if you don't completely understand. Just because you can follow the formula doesn't mean you understand what you're doing, it just means you're following the formula. You do a slope by a fundamental triangle, and some of the problems that are going to be on the test are going to expect, they're going to state that you need to use a fundamental triangle. If that's not stated, then you can use the formula. Right? You can use whatever you want to, as long as it's documented, as long as you show how you did it, you'll get credit. I guarantee you, you're going to be asked at least once to do this by using the fundamental triangle. Okay, so we find the slope. That's very straightforward. We construct the fundamental triangle as we always do, and as we've done a number of times. So there it is. I'm not going to detail it on the video. Refer back to the videos. Well, what the hell? Okay. Rise is the change in the y coordinate. Y coordinate goes from negative 6 to 6. So the rise is 6 minus negative 6. We're moving in this direction. That's the direction of the arrow. The run goes from 4 here to 5 here. So the run is where we end up, minus where we start, 5 minus 4, which is 1. Giving us a slope equal to rise over run of 8 over 1, which is 8. We put that in a box next to the hypotenuse. All that is part of constructing a fundamental triangle. So when you're asked to do it, you need to do all this. Okay. And if you do, you'll probably be glad when you get to the calculus course. Simple. Okay, so we find the slope. We found the slope. Now, we want to find the equation. Okay. Well, we use y equals mx plus b. M equals 8. Y equals, pick a point. How many want to pick the first point? Raise your hand. How many want to pick the second point? Raise your hand. You're not voting. Somebody better vote. How many want to use the first? Doesn't matter. Somebody raised their hand. Good, good. Okay, now we saw a couple. One person raised their hand. Everybody else thinks they are safe. Put their hand up there. Okay. How many want to use this one? Okay, well, gonna do it again. What I saw was, I think 2 to 2, maybe 3 to 2. So let's try again. Or you can vote differently with this one. How many want this one? Okay, how many want this one? Okay, well, this point 1. I thought maybe it one last. Okay, so we use the point 4 negative 6. Y equals negative 6. And x equals 4. So you look at this now. We've got a value of y, a value of x, and a value of m. What total count? Well, which letter of the alphabet is it that we don't have yet? Hold up the fingers. What don't we have? Which letter of the alphabet is it? Okay, well, very to say, it's going to be wrong, it's in this group all the time. What's the second letter of the alphabet? Do you see it in the equation, the second letter of the alphabet?
C.
Do we have its value there? Yes or no? Shake your head. You're not sure, just no. Okay. Right? Okay. So we know Y, well, we know M, and we know a value of Y and a value of B. So -6 equals 8x. 8 times 4 plus B. I don't have to tell you how to solve that. That's 32, subtract 32 from both sides, you get B equals -38. So the equation is Y equals 8x minus 38. Does that make sense? Well, just to make sure it makes sense, let's figure out the intercepts. If x equals 0, y equals -38. Do we agree? Yeah. Well, does it make sense that this line will finally hit the y-axis down to about -38? It's going to take a while to get there, so -38 is not implausible. If you got -380, it's pretty clear it's probably going to get there before 380, which would be about 200 grams. Okay. What's the x-intercept? Well, x-intercept occurs when y equals 0. If y is 0, then 8x minus 38 is 0. And to solve that, 8x would equal 38. X would equal 4 3/4. It doesn't look exactly like that on the graph, but it's the x-intercept is certainly between 4 and 5. And other aspects of the graph, don't expect it to be all that accurate. It really being a little closer to 5 than it is to 4. It's in the right ballpark. So you kind of figure that, yeah, we've verified that that's the equation. And you want to do that. You want to check everything out when you do these problems. If you're just doing the problems and getting credit and going on to the next problem without thinking about what you did and without checking it, without going through the whole process, I understand why you would do that, because you're under time pressure. All I'm telling you is that it doesn't build the understanding that will give you the best result. Okay? Try to find time in a way that allows you to learn as much as you possibly can. And again, I'll say, the performance of this quiz at first glance doesn't look much like people are doing that. Some people obviously are. Okay, I'm going to go on to the third problem of the quiz. I'm going to lock in this recording.